So, um, the camera kind of swoops down, and we catch up to a minstrel standing outside of the arena in Nala, and it is jam packed with people there to watch one of the most renowned fighters in the city take on some challenge. And as it zooms through the crowd, we get to the entrance of the arena, and just outside of that entrance, you see a minstrel standing there, and he's singing a tale of this warrior's past victories. And but it only slows down just a little bit and focuses on that minstrel, and then it continues to move forward a little bit, and the focus shifts to a large procession of people, kind of walking in like boxers do or like MMA fighters do, and walking in the middle of this procession of people is this orc, and he's just strolling forward. And as we track along with him, and he comes closer to the minstrel, these two have seen each other before. The minstrel is often spinning tales of this orc gladiator, and as
Tales of the glorious battles.
yes, exactly. And as the orc gladiator walks by, he tosses something to this minstrel as a token of his appreciation for the grandiose tales he tells. And Tony, what is it that Korak flicks to Ishtar?
It is a large brass ring, and set on the top of it, like sort of as a signet, are two crossed spears.
And
I do a little bow. Thank you, my good sir.
Well, thank you. You are praising the glory of my battle skills. I truly appreciate that.
Now, do I recognize this the signet on it?
Tony, does the signet on it have any particular significance to Korak?
Well, I am Korak the Spearbearer. That is the name I have taken for myself in the arena.
So it's a little bit of merchandise.
Yes.
Oh wait, so I was singing. So the songs I was singing was about Korak.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so I would definitely know what it was then. Okay, I would recognize the symbol then probably.
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, very nice ring. And as I know, we already had a little bit of dialogue between you two, but let's imagine that dialogue happened before he flicks you the ring. And then as he's walking by, you guys exchange some words, and he quickly flicks you this ring, and the camera zooms in on this ring as it's flying in midair. And you see Ishtar reach out to grab it, but then as he reaches out to grab it, the hand that grabs it suddenly changes, and the whole background changes, and it's a stormy night in the background, and it's a furry hand with claws, and then it opens up to show this rusted looking ring that is the same ring that was just tossed to Ishtar. And then the camera zooms out again, and you see these creatures. They're silhouetted in the black of night, and you see a man get thrown into the back of a wagon, who is bound and gagged with his arms shackled behind him. And after he gets thrown in, you see a lute get thrown in behind him very aggressively. You hear strings twang, and things hit the ground into the wagon. And then they shut the door to the wagon, and another figure steps up next to these creatures, and it's clearly a humanoid figure, very muscle-bound and big. And he exchanges some words with these creatures, and they appear to nod and then ride off into the night to unknown places. Kind of fade out, and we find ourselves back at the temple where we left our heroes last. they had just finished the ritual to separate. What did I say? I had his name, and I don't remember if I wrote it down or not, but it's either Merkaz. I'll have to, or Marask. I think it's Marask.
Marask sounds familiar.
Earlier, yeah.
Yeah, Marask. And where he separated his soul from his body, and it turned completely black. And where we ended was with Sir Remshel just kind of looking at his hands, kind of waiting to just disappear or die, waiting for that sweet release. And nothing happened for him. And you're all standing there in darkness. Dane is in another part of the temple, still reading a book. He may have even made friends with one of the spiders there. And as Sir Remshel, Tarask, and Korak are standing in this room, a light blue aura begins to kind of fill the room, and at the desk where the spirit of the woman was standing, there is now two spirits standing there, and one clearly being the woman, and the other being what you could only assume to be a young Marask.
Yes.
Yes.
Marask.
Thank you. And they look upon you with smiles, and the man speaks, and he says, "Thank you. You have freed me from a torture that I did not even know I was suffering." And he looks.
You're most welcome.
He looks over to Sir Remshel, and he said, or no, actually, first he looks over to a Tarask, and he says, and he kind of looks at Korak too, and he says, "You two have been my saviors." And then he looks over to Sir Remshel, and he says, "My dear friend." And Sir Remshel kind of looks up at him, and he's like, you just don't look the same. And he's like, "I know you must have many questions." And Sir Remshel says, "Yeah, like, what is the summoning circle that's doing in my temple? And what is even happening right now? Why am I not dead?" And the spirit raises his hand as if to stop him from asking any more questions. And he says, "The magic I use to summon you is indeed permanent. You will not perish until your body is destroyed. You can die like any other mortal on your plane. However, the goddess has a greater purpose for you." And when he says that, Sir Remshel is kind of like, "Goddess? We worship the blue dragon god." And Marask says, "Remshel, there is much that you don't understand, and I don't expect you to understand. But as a friend, I'm going to ask you to leave the temple. And when you leave the temple, I want you to travel west into the Trollclaw Mountains. I will wait for you there, and I will give you further instructions when you reach there." And at that, Sir Remshel is just kind of speechless. And then he looks back over to Korak and Tarask, and he says, "As for you two, the goddess Adrian has given me the authority to answer one question that you might ask. And it may be any question. Drink of her knowledge, and be thirsty no more."
Well, how do we decide who gets to ask that question?
That is a decision I leave to you.
I'm guessing Dane is not available to hear this.
Unfortunately, he's not.
Because he knows what he wants to ask.
So I think Tarask would have to look over at Korak and just say, is there something we might both want to learn?
You're muted, Tony.
Sorry. Do we want to know more about the spirit that took out the gnome? Tobias?
I gotta ask you a question. Do we really care what took that gnome, Tobias?
I don't know. But, I mean, she seemed very dangerous. She did, like, attack us as well, or, like, at least burst us with power, if I remember correctly.
You got a point, but
Yeah.
God, it seems like a good opportunity. I mean,
Well,
where could we find gold? Are there any unoccupied castles that could be taken? There's so many things to ask.
or how do I increase my fame? Because, I will become the greatest orc on Istera at some point.
Yeah, see, that seems like a question that only really helps you.
And your point?
Well, if you're looking for my input, I'm against that one.
Okay.
The two spirits, as they listen to you kind of bicker back and forth, they look at each other and they kind of give each other a smile that a loving couple would share. And then you see you see the woman's left hand and the man's right hand come together, and a bright light shines in front of them, and a very small book, not ethereal, not spiritual, a real book appears in their hands, and then it floats towards the both of you, and it drops on the floor. And the Marask says, "When you have decided what your question is, all you must do is ask this book and open it, and the answer will be written there for you. You don't have to ask now."
Thank you.
Excellent. And Tarask would close the book. Are we both wearing packs, or I can't remember. I don't think I have a.
I have a backpack.
You do, so I would kind of signal for Korak to turn around, like the finger, and he would turn around, and I would kind of open up his pack and put the book in there, and then zip it back up and pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Got any answer we want? Later. Let's go."
Should we accompany Mr. Bones here?
And he would kind of look back quickly and be like, "Oh yeah."
Or is his quest for himself? That's not what I want to ask the goddess, though.
Yeah, no, I get it. So the spirit will say, Sir Remshel's journey is for him and him alone. You may yet see him again, but for now, this is something he must do by himself.
Very well. So I say we get out of this interesting place and go where there are more people to see my feats. So let's go find Dane. There was no further areas to explore in the temple, correct?
Make a perception check.
Okay. And that is an 8. All right.
Yeah, Korak's general sense of it is that he wants to go back the way he came.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So I will start heading back the way I came.
And Sir Remshel will follow you.
Okay.
And Tarask, are you following along?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. You guys are easily able to make your way back to the kitchen where you know you left Dane. And when they get back to the kitchen, Dane, what are you up to? You have been pouring yourself into this book, meditating for a long time. You thought for certain that the source of the spiritual energy that your staff was indicating was around you was located somewhere in this room and might have been tied to the book that you were studying. So,
okay, so the source of the spiritual energy that my staff was detecting was coming from the book.
As far as Dane is concerned, yes.
Okay.
However, your staff has since ceased to glow. And as you three leave the room, Sir Remshel, Korak, and Turask, the spirits fade away, and the blue luminescence from the room fades away with them.
Okay.
At this point, you guys may see me clenching my fist and concentrating on it, and you'll notice that it's kind of changing colors. It's going to from red to blue to yellow. You're not sure what's going on, but you've seen my hand change before because you've seen it change one way before, but you're now seeing it change to other colors.
Did you learn a new trick?
I very well may have. Are we finished here?
I believe we are.
We're done with our work.
Why is there a spider on your head?
I don't recall picking up a familiar.
Yeah, and when you look up, you see one of those adder cops just has spooled down and hovered just above your head, and it looks like it's trying to read the book with you.
I casually closed the book, step away from the spider, and put it in my backpack. It's been a very fascinating read. I wish to peruse it some more in the future.
As you guys are gathering Dane from the kitchen, I want both of you, actually all three of you, to make perception tests.
Perception is intuition, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
14. Rory,
8.
Rory, you're muted.
Sorry. Sorry. Shoot, I was trying to use the app for the first time. I'm getting lost between this and looking at this and that. I'm sorry. What stat am I rolling?
Perception.
Perception, which I thought, and that went up. Dang it! I don't know where it is. I got to use my Excel spreadsheet for a second.
Perception is your intuition roll.
Got it. That's a 6, so that exploded. Oh, I'm sorry. Right, not on this.
Right.
So 6 and 2, 2. So that's 3.
Did you say 3?
Wait. Sorry.
You meant 10,
I
right?
think I'm getting this mixed up with Ubiquity. I apologize. What is a pass on this? It's not evens.
No, it's just number added up.
Oh, 10.
10. Korak, you notice on back kind of behind one of the piece of furniture that's there, you notice a book sitting there, and on the outside of it, it says Homes and Housewives, first edition.
Okay. I grab it and start looking at it.
Yeah, as you start to look at it, it is thick. I mean, it is a thick book. It's clearly been worked on for a very long time. And it's like if there was a rule for a use case, then it's there.
Okay. I'll throw it in my backpack.
Okay.
So this is like Pathfinder.
It's like Burning Wheel married Pathfinder.
Okay, it's some serious stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And Sir Rachel sees you pick it up and he's like, God damn it.
You should have given him that level, Remshaw.
Yes. Okay. I think it's time to head out from here.
Okay. As you guys make your way out the way you came, it is now, you've spent a few hours in here, and when you had initially made your way down in, it was about midday, maybe late afternoon, and as you come up out of the ruins of the temple, it is now in the middle of the night. Stars are bright, wind is brisk, and you can hear the clopping of horse hooves not too awfully far away where you left your covered wagon and horses.
Okay. So they gave us a wagon, correct?
Yes.
Oh, we're pretty badly beat up.
Are you?
So you knocked me down to half hit points.
Oh. Good on me.
That was actually going to be one of my questions.
Oh, yeah.
Would my character be back up to full hit points? Just because I've been sitting there all that time?
You've been active in intense study, so that wouldn't necessarily count as any kind of rest.
Okay.
But
are we in a position where we could re-roll our die pool to recover hit points?
I think yes, because you had spent some time traveling, and you started off this day at full health, and you haven't rolled your endurance dice pool yet.
Well, Dane shouldn't have taken any damage.
Yeah, you should still be at full health.
Okay, that's why I wanted to verify.
Right. So, but
sorry, I just want to check. Do we add what we rolled for our level up, or does that only go on the max?
Oh, no, definitely. If you roll your current endurance dice pool.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. What I mean is when I leveled up and I rolled to increase my HP, does that also increase my current HP or only my max HP?
Oh, I would say max, not current.
That's what I thought. Okay.
But we can do our one daily heal at this time.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right. As you guys do that, you can mark down your stuff. You get to your covered wagon, and you will take shifts like you had before, traveling and sleeping, resting, meditating, so on and so forth as you begin to travel. Where are you guys going?
So wait, I'm sorry. So we're outside the ruins now?
Yes, you are. And you've made it to your wagon, and you're taking shifts, kind of resting and driving the caravan, or the wagon, and moving along.
They'll also notice me. I'm just kind of improving my bow a little bit. Like I'm sanding it and just kind of like pulling a lithe. Well, really like a makeshift lithe across it. Because it just got a little bit jammed up. But what this really is just narrative for my new exploit as a bowyer. I can make like taking care of my bow for an hour a day. It will act like a like it's one better.
Yeah.
So it's an exceptional.
Exceptional, thank you. Yeah, it'll
Nice.
act like an exceptional bow. So I'll be doing that.
Okay. Well, originally we had been heading towards Nala. Do we still want to continue heading towards Nala?
Taras just shrugs. He says, I didn't care before, and I don't care now.
It is a great city, and they do know me there.
From what I've heard, everybody knows you.
Maybe not everyone, but close. Dane?
I have interest to go elsewhere, but I will not leave my party behind. So I shall go where the majority wishes to go.
Well, where would you like to go?
Out of character, I'm having a brain freeze.
Dane originally had wanted to go back to his old hometown.
In Lane, or Lelane,
Yeah, I got to
City of Towers.
Yep.
Is that in the direction of Nala, or
It's the opposite direction. Very much so the opposite direction.
As in back through the swamps? Is it right back that way, the same way we came?
Yeah.
See. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Dane, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not doing that.
not right now?
Again, I understand that, considering our previous exploits out in that area. So I shall follow along.
Okay. You rear up the wagon, and you guys begin your journey south. It's a few week long journey, and what I want to do right now is we're going to do a quick travel, and we're going to do a single check for each of you to see the condition you arrive in when the caravan when the wagon stops. So, let's see. You've got. By the way, Sir Remchel has gone off his own direction towards the Trollclaw Mountains. He bids you adieu and takes his leave.
I bid him good luck.
He'll need it.
Yes.
However, Turask, you automatically succeed at finding food. So that's taken care of. And
You're welcome.
There are 3 more tasks that require doing, and only 2 of you to do them. So one of them automatically fails. So you're at even 0 fortune. You've succeeded at food, but you've taken an automatic failure on one of the tasks. You can choose from these 3 tasks. They are to be the guide, and you're responsible for navigation, which is a logic test. You can be the lookout, that's the person who scouts ahead and watches for danger. And that's an intuition test. Or you can be the healer, which is taking care of minor injuries and illness, and that's a logic test.
I will take the lookout. I can use survival with that, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Because logic is not my forte. So, Dane, that's all you.
Come on, isn't every gladiator good at logic?
What's that? What am I going to be doing?
You're going to be doing one of the logic tests. So either healing or navigation.
Okay, well, I don't have healing or navigation as a skill to help me out. I'm trying to think if engineering probably wouldn't work in this case, would it?
Negative.
Leadership, maybe?
No.
Okay.
What's your logic, though?
It's 3d6.
Okay, it's better than mine. So I will roll for lookout, which is 3d6 plus survival. That's 4d6. And I got a 16.
Very good.
For the navigation, I scored a 12.
Not so good. Okay. So, you've got food. You are properly... the lookout properly identifies bad terrain, and you're able to drive around it, no problem. However, as you continue further on, your direction gets a little bit lost. You know you're going in the generally correct direction, but as you guys are traveling down south, you're going south. Everybody make perception tests for me. It's a midday, bright, beautiful, sunny day, a warm breeze blowing through the air, the smell of local flowers and what have you greets your nose.
12.
16.
And Rory's muted.
15.
15. Dane and Trask, you guys are able to hear the clopping of hooves off in the distance.
Do they seem to be, is this more of a kind of a trot or at a gallop?
What was the result of your roll again? 16?
16.
Okay, you're able to identify that it's a gallop.
Okay, so it's coming at us fast.
Indeed.
Okay. Is it, I guess, which direction are we talking? And I'm not talking precise, just generally, are we talking from behind, from our flank, from ahead?
From ahead. They're coming from the south up towards you.
Okay, they're coming towards us. Okay. So, share with the rest of the party, advise that we may want to make ready for, don't want to show a threatening front, but definitely want to take a position of awareness.
Is there any place to hide to pull the wagon off and sort of get behind a thicket or something like that?
Part of the reason you had gotten a little mixed up on the direction you were going is because there is a stark lack of that kind of thing. You are in a plains type area, and it seems for the most part to be open field. So yeah, you're kind of stuck in the middle of a field with nowhere to really hide with this.
Tarask is gonna just hop in with a suggestion here. He's gonna kind of jump up and just say, listen, Korak, you kind of have a little bit of that orcish kind of thing going on. So you should hop in. Dane, you should ride in the shotgun and let me go and hide a little ways away and keep watch. One of my ranger skills is a natural camouflage, so if I'm 30 feet away, I won't be visible to anybody that's around the cart.
Okay.
Works for me.
Dane, try not to let them see Korak, by the way.
As they come over the horizon, you notice and you begin to hear the jingling of chains, and you notice that they are pulling a it's not a covered wagon, but it looks like a mobile cage, basically a walled off mobile cage with a big chain lock on one of the doors. And that's what you hear chinking up against it. And pulling this large mobile prison, it would seem, are these two large, black as night, dire wolves. And they are just charging your direction, and alongside of them, keeping pace. Let me pull up. That's perfect right there. So I'll show you this real quick. Share screen. Oh, no. The dire wolves are what I'll share first. They're big and black and look like that. And they are tethered to this thing, and they're pulling it along. There's 2 of them. The other thing that you see beside the cart, 4 on one side and 4 on the other side, keeping full pace with this charging speed of these dire wolves. And the dire wolves, by the way, are probably about 4 to 5 feet tall and 6 to 7 feet long. And beside them are these large hyena-headed creatures just bounding towards you. And they're slathering from their teeth, and they are charging towards you. And we are going to roll initiative. Ishtar, you hear from inside your prison, you feel the prison speed up. And I want you to make I'm assuming during this time you will have been trying to get yourself free out of your manacles. So why don't you roll? It's going to be just a really quick extended task. I want 3 successes, and on 3 failures you don't get out, but on 3 successes you do get out. So they're a minute long, and you will have been working on this for a little while. So go ahead and roll an agility, and I believe you have escape artist, so you can use that.
No, I'm assuming they took my thieves kit though.
Yes, but escape artist is still going to help you out here. You just won't get any bonus from having the equipment.
By the way, I had a 9 on a net.
Oh, thank you.
13.
Okay.
13 here as well.
Okay, so that was that's 1 success. That's actually the target number you're going for is 13, so go ahead and roll another one.
Sorry.
It's 11.
That's 1 failure. Tarask, what was your initiative again? 9?
Correct.
And Dane, you were 13?
Yes.
12 for Korak.
12 for Korak.
I got 17 on my 3rd roll.
Okay, so
Nice.
it's 2 successes, 1 failure.
$14.
Okay, 3 successes. So, as this starts to speed up, you feel finally those manacles come loose. You're able to work your way out of them, and your hands are free. You pull the gag off your face, and you're able to.
My hands like, free.
Yes, exactly. And they had stashed your things off in the opposite corner in a small chest, and it is locked with a padlock. Your loot, however, is yes. Your loot, however, is sitting there on the floor. One of the strings is broken, and it was just chucked in there. So you at least have your loot.
Agility, thievery.
Yeah, if you're going for the chest, then yep, it's going to be agility, thievery. The padlock, however, is going to be a difficulty of 16.
I want to get my lockpick, so I'm gonna burn a luck die now.
Hey, Russ, could you mute? Could you mute? All I hear is
Oh,
you
sorry.
typing.
All right. Even with a luck day, I got 9.
Oh. All right. Yeah, you are unable to get that open at the moment. Yes, and basically the rest of your equipment is inside of this chest. So you have your loot, and whatever armor you were wearing. They didn't bother taking that off of you. They just took off your sharp things and your pointy things.
Pretty much leather armor. I have a short bow and a gouge, which I'm sure is in there, and then the rest of it is everything in a backpack.
Great.
Except the loot, I guess.
Could you also roll initiative for me? It's going to matter for your attempts at opening the chest or getting out of the cart.
12.
12, all right. So you share initiative with Korak. Okay, let me roll for the Gnolls right quick.
Just before we get into action, just to make sure I'm good, because I didn't actually expect to take this. The high quality bow gives me a plus 1d6 to dice pool, which means my longbow, which does 2d6 plus 2, now just does 3d6 plus 2. It's that simple.
It's to hit, not damage.
Right.
I'm sorry?
It's to hit, not damage.
Oh, right. Okay, to hit. Gotcha. So that actually adds it in with my agility.
Correct.
Right.
Okay,
And I'm
so-
sorry, I missed what it was you had said specifically.
I was just asking if I didn't really understand how to work the high quality bow. So I was just making sure I understood that. So I think Tony just cleared that up for me. I add the 1d6 to the 4d6 that I use to attack with my agility.
You got it.
Sweet. Thank you, Tony.
All right. So first up in initiative order is the Gnoll leader with a 26.
Ouch.
And he will, as they come charging towards you, he stops. And Ishtar, you get thrown up against the wall. And he holds his hand up and he stops. And he sniffs the air. And then he says, he points to you, Korak. And he says, "What's your name?"
I am Korak the Spear Bearer.
And with that, he pulls out his big sword and he motions for all of the gnolls to go forward, and he will charge you as well. He has to use one of his actions to move into range. Actually, both of his actions to move into melee range with you. So he will spend his turn sprinting. Next up is Dane.
Okay. I sent you a message regarding my new trick I know, or that I believe I've obtained with the skills I've taken. So based on what I'm seeing here, it takes 2 actions to essentially charge a spell. Is that correct?
2 actions to cast a spell.
Okay. But I only get 2 actions per turn, correct?
That's right.
Okay. So essentially, it would take me 1 turn to charge my fist, and then the next turn I would be able to attack with it.
Well, that depends on, what do you mean by charge your fist?
Well, I'm looking at the essentially evocation cantrip. It says casting times 2 actions, duration, instant or concentration, range, touch, or self. Target area, 1 creature or object, a point in space, or 1 5-foot square. And the effect is 1 action, which normally is 1 point of damage. But I would contend that I would use my 4 magic points I have to add 2d6 of damage of whatever secret type I have.
Okay, so
And then
it's completely different than what you're thinking it is. So
okay,
so really quick explanation of how magic works. This is the abridged. Basically, you have, how many points in evocation do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, so for each skill in the magic realm, there's evocation, there's summoning, so on and so forth. There's a list of enhancements. and those enhancements are the spell. And so in evocation, the single evocation spell there is like evoke, and the base requirement to cast that is 2 magic points. For every magic point that you spend using one of these enhancements or casting one of these spells equals the prerequisite you need to have in the skill. So for every 2 magic points that you spend in evocation, you get 1d6 damage for your spell. So I need an evocation skill of 2 to cast a fireball that does 1d6 damage. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, because there is a spell here, Firebolt, evoke fire. It says range 30 feet. A bolt of fire streaks out at the target, inflicting 1d6 of fire damage.
That's it.
Which I would guess that I could change that to a different kind of bolt based on I could evoke a different element.
Yes, exactly. And the different elements, by the way, will have different effects.
Right. Okay. So I guess where are the creatures in proximity to where I am? Because I'm seeing shotgun on the wagon.
Yeah, so in Theater of the Mind combat, we're working in zones. So right now I'm operating under the assumption that the gnolls are about 2 zones away from you currently. In order to cast a regular range spell or make a medium ranged attack, you need to be zone adjacent. And then but they're 2 zones away. So a long range attack, so a Tarask's bow could hit, but a medium range spell like 30 to 40 to maybe up to 50 feet wouldn't hit the outer zone. So and one move action will get you into the next zone, and then another move action will get you into the next zone after that. So they are 2 zones away. There is one, however, that has moved 2 zones up to Korak, who is currently coming at Korak, and he's sprinted using both of his actions.
Okay, then he's going to be my best chance at attack. So for now, I'm going to stick with my standard unarmed attack. So it's going to be 3d6.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's just for attack, for my unarmed attack, it's just straight 3d6. There's no, I don't get any specials because I have my 2d6 on my agility, and then I have 2 points in martial arts, which gives me another 1d6. Okay. So I rolled a 13.
Yeah, your fist just kind of bounces off that piece of metal armor that he has on his shoulder.
Okay.
And you have another action.
I have another action. Well, since I'm staying there, I'm going to go ahead and take my second attack. That didn't help either. 10.
Okay, so as a point of, just to make the point, the combat in this, while you may only have a 3d6, there's a whole host of things that you can do to make that better for yourself. You can move behind him. You can get up on top of the cart and shoot and try to hit him from there. You'll get yourself in advantageous positions, and I'll grant you extra attack dice for that. So think a little strategically in that regard.
Just comes from having not played in a few weeks, so I'm having to play catch up again in my head.
And
well, do we have a height advantage since we're still in the wagon and he's on the ground?
Let's see. So he ran up to the wagon. So Korak. So now I have to replay this in my mind. Korak, where were you? Were you hiding inside the wagon?
I was sitting on the bench, and so when he addressed me, I stood up.
Okay.
And said, I'm not going to deny who I
am. My dogs are invading. Yeah, so you would actually.
Oh, that's weird. We're being invaded by canines as well.
Yes. At that note, I'm going to take my dogs outside really quick. You will get an advantage. Go ahead and roll your attack rolls. Add 1d6 to them, and I will be right back.
All right.
Oh, DM's not here. We killed everything.
Yep.
Yeah, we got triple 6s in every roll.
Actually, I just about got 666. I just rolled a 19 and had 2 6s in that.
Very nice. And so it only explodes in this system if on a luck dice.
Like
On luck die, and there's also if you are young, there's a exploding factor there.
Okay.
and also the new rule for your hook will also cause things to explode, but you cannot do that for combat. It's only for skill checks outside of combat, like tasting tea.
Gotcha. For you, because you like to eat everything.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Including.
I don't remember what my hook is.
I play in this rotating circle of DMs, like that we DM for each other, and it's this one guy's turn, and he decided to run Ubiquity. It was after I'd already joined this game. So now I'm trying to learn Voin and Ubiquity while also still running 5th edition once a week.
Wow.
So my head is like swimming. I'm like, and both Ubiquity and Voin are dice pool. But one is pass fail on odds and evens, and the other is obviously not. So I'm getting those two confused.
Ubiquity's an interesting system.
It is. I like this. I mean, I love the character build. That's probably my favorite part of the game.
I agree. This is probably one of the cleverest. And I've played White Wolf, so the Werewolf Mage, etc. I've played those. I played D&D, and this is probably the most ingenious character building system I've seen.
I enjoyed it very much. Has anyone else heard of Trudvang?
Mm-mm.
Trudvanga. It's another Swedish company, but I don't think it's White Wolf. I kickstarted it. I should be getting it soon. It looks... I mean, it's up my alley. I would say it looks amazing, but it might not be amazing for everybody. But for me, it's really up my alley. It's like all the dark fae stuff. It's like all based around that for the setting. And it's got all this amazing, like quasi medieval looking art in the book that I'm just crazy about, and I can't wait. I'll scan and show you guys a couple pictures of it when I get it.
All right.
The game I'd like to get my hands on and get to playing is I'd love to play the system that the game environment that Will Wheaton developed.
I heard about that, but I haven't.
Titan's Grave.
Titan's Grave. It is.
It runs on the age system, the Green Ronin. Yeah, I have that.
Nice.
But the world he created was just really, really ingenious.
The Titan's Grave book, they added in a lot of stuff that wasn't in the show.
Well, I'm hoping that he runs another season of that soon.
Will Wheaton hasn't been part of Geek and Sundry in a while now because of Legendary when they bought them.
He did a new season of Tabletop.
Yeah, that was filmed in April of 16. That was just releasing now, which is kind of interesting.
I'm really in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen anything on it. So,
Titan's Grave uses the same system as the Dragon Age RPG, and it's another D6 system, but it's very smooth.
I've been playing Gloam, which is a 5e setting, but it's like brand new.
It's Keith Baker, right?
No, it's Absolute Tabletop.
The guy made it Keith Baker, right? I think.
Gloam? I was pretty sure that was coming out of Absolute Tabletop. It's just a beta. It's just like a Word document.
Oh, okay. No.
Maybe it's like a similar name.
Keith Baker was the guy who did Eberron. I remember he was developing. I thought it was Gloom, but it might be Gloom.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. One day I was on AbTab and they put this Word document out and they said they had been working on it, and it's like a just pre-apocalyptic world. And it's like dirigibles and flintlocks. And I've never been into that genre, but someone ran a game of it recently. And I had such a good time that I decided to run it for Halloween this year.
Yeah, no, Okay, it's a different game I'm thinking of then.
Is it card based?
No, it's just a 5e setting,
Oh, okay.
but it's like humans only. There's the flintlock weapon edition. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Elves are in it, but they're not playable. They're like the gloam is like this corrupting force, and whereas the humans are resisting it by staying behind the walls and fighting back, the elves embraced it and became part of the gloam, and they like hunt people in the gloam.
Okay.
And only really the Dawn Hammers go out there and fight them, and those are like level 8 minimum players, so they're always kind of mid to high level games.
I am back.
Hey,
Oh, you missed it. You defeated every single Gnoll. Get out of the wagon.
you got to stop leaving at the wrong time, man.
Man.
And all the cool stuff goes down.
Okay.
Okay.
What are your attack rolls?
Okay. So I will make my attack here. That is 10, 23.
All right.
Jesus.
That hits.
Okay. And okay, for damage, that is 10, 14, 15 points of damage. Oh, what? Sorry. That's 20 points of damage.
Oh. All right. So gotta get my math on. Okay. All right. Yes, you come at him with your first strike with your spear, and you catch him in the plated shoulder. And a lot of your blow is deflected, but as it gets deflected, it cuts across his chest, and you tear open part of his fur.
Okay.
You've got another action.
Okay, I'll bring it back around, and I actually will trip him.
Oh, okay. That costs 2d6 to do, or no?
Not according to the new the errata.
Oh,
It doesn't.
that's right. Yeah, you've got it as an exploit.
I have it as an exploit. Yeah.
Okay.
So, man, just missed triple sixes. So that is 10, 21, 22, 24 to hit.
Yep, that's hit.
Okay, and I still do my damage as well, and he will be prone at the end of this. I did not do so well on that. 7, 8, 9, 14 damage.
All right.
And he is now in the downed condition. So he is prone and cannot stand.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
just thinking math right now. Hold on.
I
Sorry.
was seeing if he's dead.
No, he's not dead. Korak, you come across his chest with your first hit. You partially hit his thing, and you spin around. And as you do, you take the backside of your spear and you catch his foot, and you run it up his leg, and you tear into his flesh, and he falls down prone from that strike. How much damage did you say it was? 14?
14, yes.
Okay. Because I'm trying to account for soak, and then...
Right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's
So,
there we go. Yes.
so he now shaking off now is different, correct?
He has to spend an action to stand up from prone.
Okay, but I thought, okay, so it's not.
It's not a status condition or anything. It's just he's just prone.
Well, now the trip says that he is actually under the status condition down.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's different.
So, yeah. Which means that he is prone and cannot stand until he shakes off that condition.
All right, yeah. So, I gotta print off the new stuff, but okay, that's fine. Does it give you a stat to use against the condition? I'm going to assume it's agility.
I would say agility. It does not on this. Didn't they have a chart in here that said
conditions? There we go. Okay, conditions. Where's downed? I don't see downed.
It's on the new critical hits alternate statuses.
Yeah, that's where I'm looking.
Okay. By the way, to shake off a condition, it's just a 1d6 roll, and if you get a 5 or a 6, the condition is removed.
Okay.
So
so it doesn't matter really what you
it doesn't matter.
I got the down right here if you want me to read it.
Yeah.
It says you are prone and cannot stand.
Yeah.
And you are prone and helpless. All your defenses become 10.
Okay. Yep, that's important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I've got it up here. I'm not seeing downed anywhere.
It's on the second page above the. Oh, you have a different version than I do.
I got it up on my camera if you wanna.
I've got the Eons version. It must be old already.
Yeah, I have this one that was downloaded today,
Okay.
so. And this is the one that says this is the one I believe that's on the errata website for Wowen.
Yeah.
So
okay.
and basically it gets rid of the attributes. You just roll a 1d6. So on his turn, he'll be able to roll 1d6 to stand.
Okay. All right. So that's your 2 actions. I've got all that marked
Yes.
down. He's good to go. Next up would be, where am I at?
That would be me, since we were saying we're going to go back through the turn.
It would be Caleb or Ishtar, because he has the same initiative that I do.
Okay.
Yeah, the Gnoll leader went. Then it was.
I think what Russell's saying is he was supposed to add a d6 to his attack
Oh, sorry.
because you turned out that you guys are up on the carriage.
Right, and but also his attack has changed my strategy of how I'm going to go after this guy.
Well, your attack still technically happened before his, I would think.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. If that's the case, then I need to go ahead and put this in. The first attack, adding the extra d6. First attack was a 20.
Okay, that one's still unfortunately a miss.
Wow. Okay. Let me guess. I'm about to roll 4 6s, aren't I?
Pretty close. Yeah.
Or get 3 6s. So yeah, next was a 19, just one short. No, and that there's not 3 6s on that one. It was 6 5 5 3. So
Okay. Okay. I'm
I'm hoping he does not get up next turn because I know where I'm going next.
Next up is Ishtar. Yes, he is inside the cart.
Am I prone?
No, you got jostled around a little bit, but you are not prone.
All right. So in here there's a chest, and is that pretty much it?
Yeah, and your loot that was on the floor, I'm assuming you've picked up.
I pick up the loot, put it in pocket. The chest, I already tried and can't do it, so I go towards the door. I'm assuming that's locked too.
Yes, there's a large chain on the outside.
All right, and then is it obvious? I hear signs of combat, or?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna try and pick the lock, but can I yell something first?
Oh yeah. Yelling and it's a free
so
action.
I grab. Is it like jail cell bars?
Yeah, you're able to see out.
All right, so I like grab them and start shaking them. Says, "Hey, whoever's out there, I'm in here." And then I'll start working on the lock. I'll try it.
Okay.
So 3, 15, 16. That was agility thievery.
Yes, you are able to work your magic just right, and you are able to pop open the... Now, what were you going for? Were you going for the lock on the chest or the lock on the door?
That was the door.
Okay, yeah, you're able to pop the padlock and undo the chain.
All right, so do I have an action left, or is that...
Yes, you have another action. Basically, what you're doing is happening as Korak is tripping him, and like Dane took some swipes at him, and then Korak steps in, and then you're over there like...
All right, so now my confidence a little boosted. I was able to pick the lock on the door, so I'm going to move back towards the chest and try again.
You're like, oh. Add a D6 to the roll, because now that you've worked on this padlock, you're into your element.
All right. And 14, 15, 16 again.
That's what you're looking for, was the 16.
Right.
Yep. You're able to pop that puppy open, and there's all your things.
All my stuff is there.
All right. Next up, you hear Ishtar. You hear the gnolls on either side of the wagon go clumping forward, and they begin to just make their way towards the cart. They will all use both of their actions, and there are a total of 7 of them, and they will use all of their actions to run up towards this cart.
So I hear them all like leaving the prison cart then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as one of them goes by, you hear them release the hounds, as it were.
Oh, okay. Crap.
And next up is Tarask.
Okay, so first question. How far away am I from them in zones? I'm at least 30 feet back from the cart to keep my natural camouflage.
Yeah, so you're only there. You're adjacent to them, basically, zone-wise. You couldn't do a melee combat without moving up to them, but you can do a ranged attack from where you're at.
And all the gnolls are now in the same zone as them, correct?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And the gnomes are on gnomes. The gnolls are on both sides of the cart at this point. Like I imagine, like kind of there's the big guy on one side that attacked Korak. Maybe a few other gnolls went over there, and then the other side has other gnolls that just charged up.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so I'm on the side opposite of Korak, opposite their boss. I'm looking at this swarm of gnolls that have stepped up, and I'm kind of kneeling in the dirt, like with my cloak kind of pulled over my head, so I look like part of the grass. And I'm going to kind of rise up with my bow. And so you said 7 had rushed up, so I'm guessing there's like 3 or 4 over here. So I'm going to be using rapid shot on my first attack.
Yeah,
so,
if you are attacking the other side, then there would be 4 of them. The 3 would go towards... So there's 4 on one side and 4 on the other side. They're very pack-like.
Gotcha. So what I'm going to do is there's 4 on this side. I'm going to be able to take a total of 3 shots here with my rapid fire. So I'm just going to go... I'm shooting at thunk, 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 and I'm not even waiting for the first one to either hit or miss. I'm just attacking.
Okay.
So the first one is going to be... I'm rolling 5 dice now because I have the high quality. Okay, so first attack is 5, 10, 14, 16, 18.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, first one's a hit.
Roll all 3 attacks.
Yeah, I figured I'll just roll all 3 and then I'll do all 3 damages. Oh, well, if there is 3, but I'll do however many damages there are. So the second one is going to be 5, 9, 13, 16, 19.
Yeah, as you release that second shot, you realize that they are not that hard to hit at range. You feel that a lot of their battle prowess is in in melee combat. And yeah, out of
Nice.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no! I was just saying nice. But that next one is a 21, so I assume that's a hit too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just roll my damage for each of those. That's first one does 8 damage. Second one does 9 damage. Third one does 5 damage. So I figure the first one's a pretty good one. I get him in the back. Second one's a really good one. I get him close to the neck. And the third one is okay. I kind of catch him down towards his main part of his torso. Yeah.
These 3 arrows come at this first Gnoll, and it just all 3 of them land hard, and he doesn't die, but he is barely holding on. He's standing there and he starts stepping forward to attack at the caravan. As he does that, was both your actions, right?
Yes, 3 attacks, 3 shots, 2 actions.
Yeah, as he starts to step forward again, the wolves will come running in, and one of them will jump on... No, actually, they have to use both of their actions to move into the zone. So we're back at the top with the Gnoll leader, who is currently prone, and he needs to roll a 5 or a 6 to get up. And he gets a 6. Look at that. So he's able to stand up right quick, and he will lock blades with Korak. And he gets a 23 on his his attack.
He hits.
Okay, now Gnolls, as I've written them, have a exploit called Quick Bite. Once per turn as a free action, the Gnoll can perform a bite attack. So he comes at you with his sword. He gets up, he comes at you with his sword, he hits you with that it's going to be for 14 damage, and then he comes at you with his mouth. And that's a 17 on the attack roll.
17 will miss.
Okay, so you're able to dodge out of the way of that one, but he slams into you hard with his blade. Next up is Dane.
You're muted, Dane.
What kind of armor is he wearing?
Exactly as it was in the picture. They have a large metal armor going down their left arm, and these massive claws, and spikes and everything like that. And then basically the rest of their body is just thick hide.
Okay. Well, metal conducts electricity. And so I'm going to use, going to take Firebolt and make it Lightning Bolt. Bolt of lightning streaks out of the target, inflicting 1d6 of lightning damage, and I'm targeting that metal.
Okay. So basically, it's point blank range, so you're not going to add any MP for the range, and you're not going to add any MP for duration or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure all it's going to cost you is 2 magic points. And
then I'll add 2 more magic points to add another d6 of damage.
You can't do that because you're limited by your evocation skill. Remember, you would need to have an evocation skill of 4 to do that.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I understand there. All right, so it's going to just be 1d6 of damage. There's no save or anything like that.
If you're targeting specifically his arm,
metal,
though, yeah, the metal, you'll roll an extra 1d6 of lightning damage because you're right, it's vulnerable to that.
Okay.
To that lightning.
And it says casting time is 2 actions, so this will be my turn.
Yes. And in this case, now it's going to be a magic roll plus your evocation skill.
Okay, so magic roll is 2d6
plus your evocation skill,
which is at 2, so that's 1d6, so 3d6.
Yes. and add a d6 in there because he is engaged in combat with Korak. And you're basically coming up to the side with him with this lightning in your hand, and you're just kind of blasting him in the arm.
Yeah.
From 5 feet away.
So 4d6 to attack?
Yes.
Okay. All right. 16?
Technically, it's going to be against his range defense, so I'll say yes, and I want this one to work, so yes.
All right, and so I'll do 2d6 of damage because of the vulnerability.
Yep.
All right, 8 points of damage.
Okay. And that course, you see this Korak as you get slammed with the sword, and then he comes at you with his teeth. You see Dane come up beside him and basically hold his hand out right next to you, and it lights up white and blue. And from a very short distance, 5 to 10 feet, you see this arc of lightning just slam into his metallic arm, and it courses and sends sparks flying, and it kind of sends him over a little bit. And it doesn't appear to do all too much damage. A lot of it was absorbed, but it certainly got his attention and hurt him. So that was both of Dane's actions. Next, we're up to Korak.
Okay. Now, everyone rushed up towards us. So how many gnolls or dire wolves are adjacent to me?
You have 4 gnolls right around you and 1 dire wolf.
Okay. So I am going to reap the whirlwind.
Ah.
Yes.
So
Korak's such a badass.
And so now I am, that's my 2 actions, and I will be attacking all adjacent enemies. I'm still on the wagon, so I still get the extra 1d6 for that.
Yes. Yeah. Describe to me how this is working in your mind, how you see him attacking everybody at once from the top of the wagon, because it's just interesting to me.
Well, basically, he's becoming sort of a whirling dervish. He's spinning, his spear is spinning with him. Dane, be careful. And he's basically slashing and, as he's coming around, taking several at a time, maybe stabbing a couple. So try to stab the dire wolf.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That is 10, 19, and 9. That is 28.
Yeah. Now, with that exploit, do you not need to roll for everybody?
I'll have to actually look it up. Because right now I just spin 2 actions, make 1 basic melee attack against every adjacent foe. So does that mean I have to make an attack against every single one?
Gosh, that's just going to take too long. No.
Okay. So, and
Good call.
do you want me to do separate damage against everyone, or?
Why don't you, since it's an even number of people over here, there's 4, roll 2 damages for me and I'll distribute it.
Okay. So the first one is 16 points of damage.
Okay.
I need more than that. Come on. And that one is 11, 16, 21 points of damage.
Okay, so the first one was 16, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounded like a wizard casting fireball in D&D.
Yeah, well, pretty much you just turn into this kind of blur, and you bring your spear down, and your sense, like your eyes get really big, and your senses are just really intense, and you see this dire wolf coming at you, and in slow motion, what feels like to you, you come down and you spear its skull in and it just goes flying down to the ground, and it's dead completely. Yeah, you just toss that to the side pretty much, and then you bring it back across, and you slash across all the rest of the gnolls. And what was the second number? 21?
21.
21. They have 15 HP and 3 soak. So,
So they're dead.
yeah. Well, at least 2 of them are. So you come around with your spear, and you're able to cut through the first 2, and you catch them right on the neck, and it just bites right in. And then the other 2, you've lost a little bit of momentum, but you still slam your spear into them, and they are still alive, but just barely. 16 minus 3 is 13, so they're both at 2 HP. Over
Okay,
there.
so I took out a dire wolf and
2 gnolls. So you've got 2 gnolls and the
leader
who's still standing there. And he also took the hit, but he was able to, let me really quick, because I want to make it a little bit interesting. Okay, yeah. So he is able to kind of dodge out of the way. He still gets scraped a little bit by it, but he misses the brunt of your attack. Yeah. So very good, very good. Next up is Tarask. No. Ishtar.
Gnolls.
Ishtar.
All right, so first thing, I got my character sheet. Well, do I need an action to like equip myself? Because I got to put on like a backpack and my weapons. Is that an action?
No.
Okay.
You just grab your shit.
Yeah, it's a backpack. I don't check if everything's in there. I just grab the backpack, put it on, get my gouge and my bow, and my character Ishtar, he heard them running away, so I'm gonna creep out with my bow, like more peek out the doors and see anything like right there.
Yeah, no, you are completely alone in this.
Alone.
Yeah.
So do I see them running away?
The moment you come out, you see Korak, and you instantly recognize him, and he is just going to town over. You see the remainders of some sparks flying off of the shoulder of who you would know to be the Gnoll leader, that they would call Dug, and then the other Gnolls are just kind of running. You see one with arrows sticking out of it, kind of stumbling.
All right, so are they within 30 feet of me?
Yeah, you can make a ranged attack on any one of them.
Seeing Korak go to town, that's a tale of inspiration. I'm going to get a bardic song going of courage to inspire to seeing Korak reap the whirlwind of all these gnolls.
Yes, you could certainly affect allies on the next zone over.
Yeah, the courage track is the one I bought.
That's right, I can't look at those tracks anymore. Gosh darn it.
Oh, yeah, what's the... Then write down the roll. Crap. Minstrel song.
I don't know, as it's really required to make a roll to do anything to allies.
Yep, now they don't have to make a roll, that's right. So they automatically will go down the status track, but I know they change that. For courage. Where's my rudder? The courage one, I don't think I saw in the new rudder.
No, it's not. It's all this stuff is spread out everywhere, it seems.
Right. Yeah, I think I sent it to you the other day, but
the courage one's not in there.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the conditions and critical hits thing. It's gonna be there. Let's see. Confused, charmed, or it's not gonna be there. Where is it?
The only place I saw it was in the core book. That's when I built my character. I was using just the core book. It's pretty much the equivalent of like the D&D Bard, like the Inspired Courage type.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab the book and basically I know how it works. You move to we've cut out the first and the third of the status conditions in the core book. And all you've kept are the second and the fourth, the moderate and the extreme.
It'll be brave is what I'll be hitting. So everyone, mental defense, okay. But if I go again, that's the good one.
Yes, now I think using that is just like a normal exploit. That's just one action. However, it would require, an action to get out of the cart and then to see them and then play the song would be another action.
Yeah, that and then get my loot out and start playing.
Yeah, so for the time being, that's your two actions, and you're able to start singing a tale. And Korak and Tarask and Dane, actually Tarask, you don't hear it. So you are unaffected by but Dane and Korak, you hear this pleasing melody coming from the cart. Here it is.
We lost you for a minute there.
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yes, Korak and Dane, you hear this pleasing melody coming from the cart. And you gain +4 mental defense for the time being.
Nice.
And with that, we go to the Gnolls. All right. Finally, I get to attack you people. So, where are my Gnolls at? So they will pull out their swords. First, we'll go over to Tarask, the one that you lit up. He's going to spend a move action to run to you, and his second action to try to fillet you with his butterfly sword. Which he rolls a 22 to hit.
And that does.
Okay. And he will hit you for 10 damage.
There's soak?
Oh, yeah. Yep, you apply your soak. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll be taking 4 damage.
Another one will come up to you and come over to the side, gain 1d6 for flanking you. And he rolls a 19 to hit.
Just hits me.
Just hits you. Fantastic. That's what I like to
Well,
hear.
actually, I have 18, so hit me by 1, but it was close.
He hits you for 12 damage.
Okay, so that's 6.
Another one of those on that right side moves over to... Let me make a new roll here because this is taking too long. It's going to be 5. Okay. And one of them goes over to Korak and is going to flank him. And he gets an 18 to hit.
That'll miss.
That misses. He will attack again. He gets a 22 that time.
He hits.
Okay, let me make a new roll. Save a little bit of time. Okay, and he will hit you for 13 with his butterfly sword. Nope, not 13. 11.
Okay.
And there's one more Gnoll there. He will go over to Dane and attack him. Dane, you are not currently engaged, really. You're not being attacked, so he comes up to you and you're ready for him. He gets just a 15 to hit against you.
He hits me.
Okay, and he will get a 12 on his damage.
All right.
The other 3, no, there's not 3 there now, there's 2. And then the leader, who doesn't get to go yet. One of them will attack you, Dane. And they get a 19 to hit, and they deals you another 12 damage. And the other one there will bring his sword to bear on Korak and gain a d6 on his attack. Oh my word, he gets a 29 to hit.
Okay.
So that one hits.
Korak's hurting right now, so.
And his damage is going to be a 13.
Okay. Korak is down.
All right, you can't use. What about your fake wounds?
I don't have that yet.
Okay.
I did not take that one.
Okay, you guys see Dane go down. He's going in this whirling dervish of.
Korak.
Sorry, Korak. You see him go down after he's like going out. He took out a wolf and he's going crazy over here, and he just gets taken down finally by the rest of these gnolls who are just barely holding onto their own lives. Tarask, you're up. You see Korak get taken down and pulled off the wagon.
Okay, I haven't used melee in a while, a very long while. Is it agility plus sword pool, or is it strength and sword pool?
Whichever is higher for you.
Okay, so it's agility plus sword pool for me. Okay, so I'm going to. So I had my bow in my left hand, and I drew with my right and fired before. So now, as they came at me, what kind of weapons are they using?
They all appear to have the same type sword, and it's this strange looking. It almost looks blunt in nature, but there's one sharp side, and it comes to like a hammerhead on top, like a hammerhead shark, where it's like these two flares that come out on top.
Okay, so I imagine those first two blows that I took, I managed to kind of dodge into the range where I wouldn't get cut. So I took more bludgeoning, like it was like doof, doof. And I kind of got knocked to the left and then knocked to the right. So I'm still holding my bow, but I'm going to kind of put it down. Like I'm going to let that arm drop and grab my sword with my right hand. And I'm going to try to like real close quarters, slash across the belly of the guy that I already damaged before.
Okay.
And that's going to be an attack for 5, 8, 12, 14, 16.
Yep, that's a hit.
Okay, and that's going to do... Oh, shit. There's no plus for that one, so that's going to do 8 damage.
Yeah, you just gut him.
Okay, so now I'm going to... I keep going back to 5th edition, so I'm not exactly sure what like opportunity attacks look like here in the system. But so if I cut him, and I want to try to put some distance between me and the other one, do I incur an opportunity attack? Is the other one close enough to do that?
That's wholly dependent on their abilities. So in the way this works, in this system is there isn't by default opportunity attacks. They would need to have an exploit that allows them to take attacks of opportunity when an opponent is moving away from them.
Okay, then what I'm going to try to do here, and hope they don't have a move for it, is after I gut him, I want to kind of roll, stab my sword in the ground, use my bow again, draw it, and shoot at this guy very quickly. Yeah,
you're not moving out of the zone, so it's all theater of the mind. They're not going to need to spend an action to come to you.
Right.
But yeah, you're able to do that, no problem.
Okay, so I realized I was actually shorting myself before. I have a lot of dice to roll now with this high quality bow and my bow skills. So my bow skills.
Now don't forget though that you can exchange, and so taking into account, that's right, you can spend 2 dice to add a d6 to your damage. And what I had said before was that Tarask was realizing that they're very easy to hit at range.
Right. So I need to trade 2 attack dice to gain 1 damage dice.
That's right.
Okay, so I am going to do that then.
Okay.
So that's, wow, I still rolled good. So that's, wow, okay. I should have maybe traded more. 10, 16, 18, 22, 27 to hit.
Oh, it's a miss. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. It's a hit.
Okay, so I get to roll 3 plus 2 now with my bow. So that's going to be, oh, nice. 2 6s and a 3. So that's 15, 17 damage.
Ooh, you know what? That's 1 hit point off from killing him directly. So I'm just gonna say you
Did you-
nail him right in the forehead with. So you stab the guy, and then I actually imagine it as instead of pulling out and putting the sword down, you leave the sword in his body,
yeah.
and you roll over to the side. And as one's coming down at you, you just hit him right in the forehead, and it lifts him up off the ground, and he goes down onto the ground.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Just curious, on all those dice you rolled for the attack, did you roll 3 6s?
I did not. I rolled 2 6s.
Darn.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So that's your 2 actions. Next up is the dire wolves, one of which is dead, and the other one is over next to you, Tarask. So you just finished releasing that arrow into the gnoll right next to you, and this wolf comes pouncing down on you.
Yeah, I'm in no position. Like, I'm not in a good position for this.
He only gets an 11 to attack, though.
So I am just that awesome. So he comes at me, but I imagine I just kind of like let myself fall backwards almost, and he just kind of jumps right over me.
And then he turns around to bite you, and he only gets a 10.
And I pull my arm back.
Yeah, actually, I see you roll over to the side where your sword is at in this gnoll's body. You pull it out, and as he comes to bite you, you parry it with your sword.
Awesome. No, I just get it in the teeth. It just cling.
Yeah, there you go. He bites down on the metal sword and then grinds his teeth into it. Doesn't like that one bit. The gnoll leader is back up again, and he is going to spend an action to pick Dane up, or not Dane, Korak, and hoist him over his shoulder, and he is going to start making his way back towards the wagon. He's not going to get very far. He's not going to leave this zone quite yet, but it is Dane's turn. Dane, you have 2 gnolls next to you still, who are barely holding on, but they just pulled Korak off the cart.
Okay. I guess I'll take my attacks on them. So I'll do my first attack. My stare unarmed with all the other fancies on here. So
add
3d6.
Add 1d6 because at the moment you're attacking, they've kind of just finished pulling him down, and you're hitting them basically from behind. Their focus has been on him.
Okay. I'm going to strike 1, see what I do to him, and then determine my next attack from there. Oh, wow. 20.
That's a hit.
Okay. So I'm going to hit him first and then figure out where it goes from there. So 46 plus 2.
Yeah. Yeah, your fist is like a friggin' like a flamberge.
15 points of damage to the back of his head.
Yeah, his head explodes. I don't have... He had 2 hit points left. So.
All right, going after the second one. Excuse me. 17.
That's a hit. Yep.
15 points of damage.
That one also, you just you blow one head up, and then you come back around with an spinning back elbow to the other one, and you catch it in the back of the neck, and its head contorts in a weird way and just slumps down to the ground dead. And you're left there with a bunch of bodies. And actually, the gnoll leader looks behind him and sees his comrades fallen, and he snarls, and he continues moving towards the cart.
Okay.
Next up would be Korak. Korak, I need you to form an endurance dice pool for me.
Okay.
And I actually need you to roll it twice, because I forgot to have you roll it last time.
Okay, no 6s the first time.
All right.
And 1 6 the second time.
All right, how many do you have left in your pool?
2.
Okay. Ishtar, you see the Gnoll leader coming back, and he looks at you and makes eye contact, and he gets down on 3 legs, as it were, as he's holding Korak on his back, and he's running with 3, and he's charging you, and you're sitting there plucking your loot. What do you do?
Well, if they're seeing Korak fall, I see a chance to join in a new tale. And since I'm Ishtar the Brave, I have to take a shot with the bow at the charging Gnoll. Now, does he look injured at all? Or is this like guy fuming at full speed?
Yeah, he's pissed. He's been way more injured than he had hoped.
All right, so yes, Ishtar will definitely take a shot to Gnoll. I'm gonna aim. And I have draw bead if that matters here because he's holding Korak. That just lowers the penalty for shooting into melee.
Yeah, no, you've got no penalty. You're not shooting into melee, so.
Okay, so I'm gonna get aim and I'm gonna burn a luck die for this.
Okay.
So here we go. Oh, a 6 on the luck die.
There you go.
All right, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, exploding, 17, 18, 19.
Oh yeah, that's a hit. You land it square in his bare shoulder.
Whew, good old luck die. So now the only problem is my damage is pretty bad. For a whopping 7 points of damage. Piercing damage.
Okay. So. Yep, it tears into his shoulder, and he slows down quite a bit from that shot.
And I have no actions now, so okay.
Yeah, you took that aim,
Yeah,
right?
took an aim.
Okay. All right, the rest of the Gnolls will go. There are 2 over next to Tarask.
Wait, 2?
Aren't there?
I killed 2. And there should just be a direwolf, I think.
I'm thinking. Processing.
You had said I got attacked by the one that I hit, another one, and then a direwolf. I gutted the one that I had originally hit,
Okay.
and I dead shot it in the eye.
There should be... Yeah, so there's 1 Gnoll left, because you had 3 on... that came to your... No, you had 4. 4 that came to your side. And
right.
You had killed 1.
No, I killed 2. Because
Right.
I put 3 arrows into one, then him and another one and a direwolf attacked me. Then I gutted the one that I had already hit and a forehead shotted the other one. And then
Yeah.
the direwolf attacked me and I stopped the direwolf.
Yes. So you should have 1 Gnoll left, right?
On that,
Yeah, that one
side,
Gnoll
but I
has
don't
1 hit point.
I think he was near Dane though. I
That's
don't
right.
think he ever came over
he had
to
gone
me.
over. That's why I still have 1 left here. Okay. He had gone over to Dane. That's right. And he will continue to be on Dane because I have them right here on right, left, and I still have this one on the right side. Yes, he will get an extra D6 on his attack against Dane. And he gets a 24 to hit.
Yeah, it's going to hit no matter what.
Okay, and he will deal 8 points of damage.
Okay.
He will attack again for a 14 to hit.
That would miss with me using my staff. That get me 18 defense.
Okay. All right, so you're able to parry that, no problem. He will come in for a bite attack, though.
Okay.
This one isn't as high of an attack roll, though, so you might get lucky. Yeah, he rolled a 5 with his bite
Yeah.
attack, so that one misses. And then we've got Tarask.
So I have a direwolf here right in front of me, but I already have the sword in my hand and shoved in his mouth. So I'm going to try to basically just jerk the sword out quickly and just swing right back down at its face.
All right, this won't be an action, but I want you to... We're going to make an opposed strength test. against
Okay.
his clamping of his teeth down and you pulling the sword out.
Okay. I have a 2d6 strength dice pool. Not that great, but the roll is pretty good. That's a 6 and a 3, so that's a 9.
You are unable to pull it out of his mouth currently. That didn't cost you an action. You still have 2 actions, but he's got a hold of that sword.
Okay. Then what I would like to do instead is let go of the short sword when I pull and nothing happens. Reach back into my quiver, grab an arrow, and jam it down at his eye.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be basically a regular unarmed attack.
Unarmed attack. Okay, so that's just agility. Alrighty. Did I have any idea of their defense capabilities yet? Do I have any, like, might I get the impression that I want to add a luck dice to this? Is essentially what I'm saying.
Why don't you make a logic test for me, and as you kind of assess their combat prowess.
Sure thing. So, logic. I'm sorry, did you say logic or intuition?
Logic.
Logic. Oh, bad. Okay, 3.
Yeah, you're not.
I don't have any logic.
You're not sure. You're
All right,
just not sure.
I'm gonna add a luck dice to it.
Okay.
Just in case. So that's gonna be. I'm gonna roll the luck dice separately. Oh, luck dice is a 6.
Woohoo! I love it when that happens.
6 plus 4 on the luck dice, so that's already a 10. Wow. Okay, probably didn't need that. 24, 25, 29.
Holy shit! Yes, you hit.
I rolled 2 6s there, plus the 6 on the left die.
Now,
okay,
instead of doing your regular unarmed damage, which you're a medium-sized creature, so it'd be 1d6 plus your strength dice pool, which I assume is what, 2d6?
Yeah,
so
that's more than my short sword.
So you do 1d...
My short sword only does 2d6.
Right.
Oh, I'm supposed to be adding strength to that, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay.
In this case, though, you're going to add just instead of +2 for your strength, keep that +2, but then add another +2 for the fact that you're using a piercing arrow to jam it into this thing's skull. So
okay,
1d6 plus 4.
1d6 plus 4.
Yeah,
Got
for
it.
the damage.
Okay, so that's a 4 plus 4, so that's 8 damage.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you cram it into this thing's skull. It doesn't like it, but it doesn't go down either.
Okay, now with that in there, I'm just going to try an unarmed attack to basically, like, I'm going to try to, like, I don't know, like, twist the direwolf down, but by the eye, like, by the arrow that I have in there. Like, I'm just not going to let go. I'm just going to kind of, like, try to wrench it so that the direwolf goes down. You think the same unarmed attack?
I'm thinking, yeah, you're... Just for the sake of simplicity, yeah, we'll keep it to an unarmed
Yeah, because I
attack.
mean, really, I would probably pull out another arrow for mechanics, but really, I don't want to do that. I don't think that looks cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be a 4 plus 7, 10, 14.
Yep.
Yes, so that one's just going to be 1d6 plus 2. Yes, got a 6, so that's 8.
All right, you just made contact with its brain, and it it falls down and twitches on the ground, dead. Yeah, they only had 15 hit points, so you did it. Okay.
And that's both my turns.
That is direwolves. Remove entry gone. Gnoll leader. He is charging towards Ishtar. He's going to spend one action running. The other action he will spend trying to fillet Ishtar. Now, unfortunately for him, he has a large orc on his shoulder, so he is going to incur a bit of a penalty for his attack. So, he will get a 13 to hit on Ishtar.
That actually misses.
Okay. So yeah, his first move he spent, or his first action he spent moving. His second action he spent swinging at you. He's unable to hit you. You're too nimble. And then we get to Dane. You are standing with none around you at the moment.
Okay, how far away is the leader from me?
1 move action.
Okay, so I could target him with the bolt again and hit him.
Yep,
Okay.
as long as you have enough magic points for it.
Well, I have 4 magic points. That was my other question, is that when I use a spell, it uses up those magic points, doesn't it?
You should have more than 4 magic points. Your magic points are equal to 3 times your magic attribute.
Thank you. I did not know.
So you probably have, what, 12?
So I have 12 magic points.
So you're currently at 10. So now this one's going to require a little bit of extra magic points for the range. You're just going to need to add one magic point for the range. So this one's going to cost 3 magic. You hold your hand out. You spend 2 actions. You send a bolt of lightning forward. Make a magic evocation ranged attack.
Okay, and yeah, it's targeting the same spot as before. Do I get bonuses based on his positioning, my positioning, etc.?
You are
I'm still
shooting him from behind. So yeah.
Okay. So it'd still be a 4d6 attack.
2d6. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Looks like I got a 16. Don't know if that hit or not.
Yep, that's a hit.
Okay. And then the damage on that was going to be 2d6 because it was from behind.
Because of the metal armor that he's wearing, yep.
Oh, the metal armor, okay. Another 8.
Oh, all right. Let me check his hit points here. All right. So I was doing half soak, so you would hit him for 5 total. He has 1 hit point left.
Nice.
Korak, you are up, my friend. I need you to make an endurance roll. And you are muted.
I rolled a 3 and a 1, so I'm still good.
All right, still kicking. That's good. Ishtar, you see the Gnoll leader before you get blasted in the back with a bolt of lightning, and he stumbles forward in front of you a little bit, and yeah, it is your turn.
So he's in melee range then.
Yes, he is.
All right. I'm gonna use my bow. I'm gonna have to spend an action to like move back some, right?
Oh no, you can shoot from point blank range.
Oh, there's no penalty for okay.
No, I don't think so. I think there's an exploit that you can take that grants you a bonus for shooting at point blank range, but I don't think there's a penalty on it.
That exploits. Okay. All right, so I will do like a 5-foot step back. I'm gonna take an arrow out. I'm gonna kiss the tip of the arrow. Unload it right into him. I'm gonna use the aim also. Oh, almost 666. Okay. So 19.
That's a hit. And since he only has 1 hit point left, describe how you finish off the Gnoll leader. He stumbles before you.
So as he stumbled in front of me, I took almost like a jump back, took out the arrow, did the kiss, loaded it, aimed it right up his snout, and I let the arrow go, and it just pierces right in his snout.
Very good. So, as a reminder, this is what they looked like, and
that's right. Yeah. So. Yeah, pretty much on the nose, like where it could, yeah.
Yeah, right through the nose ring there, and yeah, it basically just fires through his head and comes out the back of his thick neck. And his eyes roll into the back of his head, and he slumps to his knees and then falls down face first onto the ground, and Korak rolls down in front of you.
Unfortunately, I have no type of healing or anything.
It is any character can make the test. It's a logic test.
Well, we had a combat because I've used up my actions.
We are out of combat, and I would say that you're the closest person, and that I don't care if you used up all your actions. You've got a body rolling in front of you, like while the other people are running towards you, like, oh my gosh, is Korak okay? You're gonna have this opportunity to
Logic. Yeah, I'm gonna burn a luck die for this, and my logic is pretty.
Now,
horrible.
Korak, do you know how far into the negative you are with your hit points?
I'm at -2.
-2. All right. So
Alright, I got a 10. I got a 10 on that logic roll.
okay, you are able to stabilize him. A 10 is what well, let me just double check that really quick. Because I'm pretty sure it's a 10 unless the character has negative hit points that go up above that, and then you use that negative hit point value as the. So if he's at like negative 20 hit points, then
It'll be a 20. Okay.
it'd be a 20. Yeah. Difficulty. I always love looking for the injury and death section. It's my favorite.
Page 140.
Thank you. Okay, health damage. Okay, minimum of 10. So, Korak, you are stabilized and restored to 1 health.
Okay.
So, yes, Ishtar kneels down before you and is able to stop the bleeding and...
Sure gives a little kiss on his hand before he starts working on it.
Before I determine whether or not you are conscious, I want you to make an endurance dice pool roll for me, and
The remainder? Just the
no,
two?
no, this isn't any mechanic or anything like that. I'm just thinking, I want to see if Korak is able to just wake up conscious after being stabilized.
14.
Yes, your eyes flutter open and you see a hand coming from your forehead as, and you see a familiar face, a minstrel.
I know you. Don't I?
Yes, you are the mighty Korak.
Well, I know that.
And you know who I am. That is impressive.
I've seen you at the arena.
That is where right now I am stationed. Not really by choice, but a necessity.
So
Yeah.
then I sort of look around. Are they all dead?
I kind of like put up my hand. I'm like, we won.
Good.
Raid the corpses.
Actually,
Or loot the corpses, sorry.
oh no, I'm gonna drink the blood.
Well, feel free.
So, yeah, I will. Ishtar, thank you very much for helping me. And I will sort of crawl over to the lead Gnoll that's right there, and I will sort of just bite him in the neck and
Oh, God.
some of his blood. And
Brutal.
I get, yes. So I'm now at 7 hit points. So not the greatest, but
Fantastic.
As you're doing that, I'm like, this is excellent story material.
I look over at you. I look over at the minstrel and go, seriously?
I like this is, of course, this is for the mighty Korak.
And Tarask is going to be over there by the direwolf. He kind of looks over and sees that and Korak again. And he's just going to reach down, grab his short sword, put his foot on the neck of the direwolf and pull the short sword out of its mouth and look back at it and just say, you were corrupted by those stinking piles of garbage, but you were a beautiful animal once.
Yeah, so, there goes Korak again. Yeah,
Oh, while you're doing that, I'm rolling the endurance pool healing. And I got 16. That puts me at almost full health. Thank goodness.
So that takes about an hour to do. So you are going to, in this moment, have that opportunity. Basically, since we're out of combat, you're going to have that opportunity. But narratively speaking, that's going to kind of happen over the course of some time. At any rate, yeah, that's
Well,
right.
like I said, I am, like I said, I do go ahead and check the corpses for anything that may be of value to us, either personally or just financially in general.
As you're doing that, just roll a regular perception test. While you roll that, I want Korak and Ishtar to roll perception tests as well.
Korak got a 7. He's not feeling very perceptive right now.
I got an 18 on that roll.
Okay. As you watch Korak imbibe himself on the blood of this Gnoll leader, he pulls the body over and he just starts feasting on it, basically. And one of the hands, his arm slumps over and his hand and you see the ring that Korak gave you roll out of it onto the ground and come to a stop there.
So I pick it up, look at it, and I verify it's the same one that was thrown at the arena.
Yep.
Okay, so I take it and I look at Korak and then I put it on my finger.
As soon as you put it on your finger, or even as soon as you pick it up, you feel, I don't know how to describe it, maybe a weight or a coldness to it. Something emanating from that ring that wasn't there before. Something has been done to this ring.
Okay, so you see Ishtar kind of like puts out his hand and he's like staring at the finger the ring is on though. No, my hand didn't, like, nothing happened to his hand, did it?
Nope, just the ring is different. There's something different about him.
Am I within 60 feet of him?
Yeah.
Then if there's magic, I'll sniff it out.
Yes, there's magic involved, for sure.
Okay. Something's magical has been done to, and specifically coming off the ring, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I let you know something magical has been done to that ring. What exactly, I'm not sure. Now I can identify a magical item if I'm allowed to hold it.
That would explain the funny feeling I got. So I take off the ring.
No, I'm sorry. It just says you can automatically identify a magical item. I don't think it's one of these where I have to be holding it to identify it. I'll leave that call to the GM.
I would say yeah. You need to be able to at least be within a reasonable range of it, like having it in front of you and getting a good look at it to the very least.
Okay. So I'll approach him and ask him.
Yeah, I'll like hold out my hand like this, and as I'm walking towards him, like, well, you seem to kind of know what's going on. I would like to know what happened.
Okay.
Dane, you are able to recognize that there has indeed been magic placed upon this ring, and it is a type of divination magic used to basically track the
owner, the wearer.
Yeah, or anyone who's had contact with it.
Oh, great!
So like a scrying type.
Exactly.
All right. I ask him if I can have it and I'm going to, as soon as I get it, if he'll allow me to take it, as soon as I get it in my hand, I'm going to promptly throw it as hard and as far as I possibly can.
Yeah, as soon as Ishtar hears that it's a divination magic that can track the person, whereas he immediately like takes it off and just doesn't even hand it to you, just kind of like tosses it at you in a frantic like get out of here.
Okay. I'm going to make an agility check to catch that thing.
Yes.
Okay.
I think at this point,
burn.
Tarask is. Oh, sorry.
I'm actually burning a luck die for this. So
Tarask, what were you doing?
I was just gonna walk over there basically and just kind of, I'm a little rough. I'm just like, so who's this guy? I mean, not a bad shot, but where'd you come from?
Now that the ring is off my hand, I put out my hand to shake. It says, "I am Ishtar the Brave."
And then I would take his hat and just say, well, you're definitely brave. My name is Tarask. It's nice to meet you.
Yes. I am a minstrel.
Well met.
Thief.
okay. I rolled a 12. So I was going to continue. I rolled a 12. My luck die was a 6 though.
And this is a pretty good view of what my character looks like.
Yeah, that is so cool. You got to send that to me.
Yeah. Now,
that is an awesome picture.
So I'm assuming you're human?
Yeah, I'm a human.
Okay.
My character's age 25. He drew that.
Aged 25. Oh, aged.
It's pretty close to what it is.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see that Tarask, by the way, is an elf. I don't know if that throws you off at all, but he is.
No, the backstory.
Luck dice, you roll 6, you re-roll, correct?
He's seen
Yes.
most races.
Yes.
Okay, so total roll for that catch attempt
You're
was a
worldly.
14.
A 14?
Yeah.
You bumble with it a little bit, but you're able to finally catch hold of it and chuck it.
Okay.
No problem. Ishtar, the vast majority of your experience with elves have been elves of the more noble type, the high elves in Nala. Very rarely do you see a Sylvan elf. Much less interact with them. They've always been known to really be outsiders and hermits and stick to themselves and their clans and tribes and what have you. And this elf that stands before you is clearly a Sylvan elf. Much shorter than the high elves than you're used to. Skin a little bit darker as well.
Okay. Yeah, Ishtar you'd probably know that he is a Sylvan then, right? Just by sight.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can see the ears. He's clearly an elf, but and you've seen Sylvan elves before, but never really interacted with them.
And I just look and says, "Oh, it's rare that I have seen a Sylvan elf before." But I also only
He kind of breathes in. He just kind of breathes in and sighs, just like, I am an odd elf. I seem to find myself mixed up in humans, and then looking over at Korak and says, and other creatures' affairs far more often than is good for me.
I stand up, wiping my mouth with the back of my hand. Splatter the blood down onto the ground. Yeah. This is my good friend. He sang stories about me outside the arena, about the glorious days that I spent there.
Tarask just looks at you and goes,
from today.
and Tarask just adds, hey, Korak, don't talk with your mouth full.
Oh, okay. He digs out something from between his teeth. Okay.
Even though Dane has seen this happen before, for some reason this time it's making him a little green.
So Ishtar, how did this happen? That you are in the company of Gnolls. They obviously were looking for me. Do you know why?
Why? No, I'm assuming it had to do with this ring that seems to be at the center of it now.
You can remember hearing...
These guys stole the ring from me. I got caught trying to steal it back.
So you can remember hearing at the time that you got locked up, the Gnolls all speak their own language, but they apparently understand Common, because when you were locked in the cell, in the mobile cell, you could hear a man with a deep voice speaking Common to the Gnolls.
Okay.
So clearly they had a patron or a person directing them on what to do.
All right. Did I hear anything specific or?
Let's see, make we'll retcon an intuition perception check into there.
And while he's doing that, what were we able to glean from our dead friends?
The dead Gnolls, the rank and file Gnolls, basically the only thing of use they have on them are the butterfly swords they carry. They don't appear to be much better than any of the equipment that you guys have in your current possession. What did you roll on your perception check?
12.
A 12? You were able to catch a few words. What you gathered was this person was sending them out to find someone and bring them back, dead or alive, and that you were only to be kept alive for as long as you were useful. If the ring proved to not be of any use, if they didn't get their money's worth out of the magic they paid to get cast on it, then use this human as a source of information.
Okay, so the ring was the key the whole time. Okay. So I tell Korak, says, when I got the ring from you, I got it stolen from this band of gnolls. Why? I did not know at the time. I tried to sneak into their camp and get it back, and I kind of like looks away, looks down. I got caught. And
No, say it's not true.
no, Ishtar, I have no explanation. I don't have a story yet of why I ended up in the cage, so I will tell the truth. And that was about 2 weeks ago. And we've been moving pretty much the whole time. But during that time, they did meet up with a non-Gnoll. And he was talking to the Gnolls about the ring and using it to find someone. Did they say Korak specifically, or?
You might have been able to surmise that. You never heard the name directly,
Okay.
but
So I'll explain to them that they were looking for someone. They didn't name you specifically, and if it failed, I was to be used as pretty much leverage.
Okay. Did you see this person or this non-Gnoll that they talked with?
I'm assuming I didn't, probably.
it was always at the black of night.
Was this still within range of Nala?
Yeah, it would have been shortly after you left. You made a quick journey to somewhere out in the wilderness and then met with this man and then continued on this longer journey.
Oh. It seems I have a debt that needs to be paid to someone down there.
This ring has kind of brought some trouble to us.
It's like still disappearing in the distance after Dane threw it. It's like, bing.
Sounds to me like you have a debt to pay to this man. You gave him a ring.
Well, I think I need to find out who this is and why someone is looking for me. Is anyone else willing to still travel with me? Knowing that
Tarask would look kind of at him. Oh, sorry.
knowing that I might have a price on my head.
And Tarasco just laughed at the last part. He just kind of looked down at his cuts and his wounds from getting bashed up by those gnolls, and say, "I think I got a few debts to pay myself. I'm with you for this one."
No place else really that I can go to yet, so count me in.
Okay.
Istera laughs and says, "While I may not have a bounty on my head, I have a lot of angry fathers and a lot of towns after me, so I'll go anywhere."
Okay. Well,
Banker's daughter got away.
I need to sleep for a while.
Yes, and as the conversation comes to a close, you guys had combed over the rank and file gnolls and came to the conclusion that they had really nothing of value. But then you search over the gnoll leader. He's got a small pouch of gold coins, and when you look inside of this pouch, you see a small folded up note inside of it. And you open up the note and it says, it has just a name, and it's spelled in very terrible handwriting. It says Korak. And then underneath that it says find, and then there's just one letter at the bottom, and that letter is L. Korak, make a logic history test for me.
Okay. So I'm going to spend a luck die.
Okay.
I'm going to spend 2 luck die.
Okay.
You said that bottom layer was an L like Lima?
Yeah, L as in Larry or
Okay.
libido.
Okay. I rolled a grand total of 8.
Oh my word. That's so bad.
2 1s, and my luck dice were 2 3s. So
Oh man. Yeah, you're a dick. You don't remember anybody whose name starts with L. Like, clearly they remember you.
yeah,
Um,
I was thinking it might be someone that owned another gladiator that I defeated or something, but I cannot recall anything.
I'm sorry, I'm just picturing Home Alone. Snakes. I don't know no snakes. That's all I can picture. L.
yeah.
So
Why
That's
does
it.
it have to be snakes?
And we'll see y'all next week.
all right, sounds good.
All right. Thank you for letting me join. This was pretty fun.
That was fun, man. That was a
Yeah.
good session.
Yes.